Alright, I'm back with another Diablo IV video. Today was the big reveal day of Season 1, and now we know it is called Season of the Malignant. We are doing named seasons, which certainly makes sense. And we got a big 90-minute long developer stream. They spent about 15 minutes on Diablo Immortal, which had them reveal a completely new class to Diablo in general, the Blood Knight. Which may be very sad that it's not coming to Diablo 4, but maybe someday. Maybe this is like a trial run for it, and we'll get it someday. I could see that, honestly, based on what they're doing. I still think we're going to get Paladin next, but whatever. So into the season. As you all know, I am the biggest hater of Diablo seasons that has ever lived. No, that is wrong. I never said I hate Diablo seasons. I questioned how new Diablo players were going to react if their eternal characters that they've been playing this whole time had nothing to do with the new season, especially this close to launch. My suggestion was that there should be some way for eternal characters to contribute to a season. What we ended up with is not something like a compromise, like eternal characters contribute XP to the battle pass, but there is some stuff in here. So we now know that there will be new legendary drops, new legendary aspects, new uniques that will drop, not just in the season, but they will also start dropping in the Eternal Realm. So there are new things to farm for your existing Eternal characters. Also, it very, very much helps with the season if you have A, beaten the campaign, and B, done as much exploring and Lilith altar farming as you possibly can before the season starts, as that will give your seasonal character a big boost. So you do have to make a new character to participate in the actual season. Not going to go down that whole rabbit hole again. It's what it is, and they did kind of explain exactly why they're doing this, because they want people to be able to come back to the game and not feel like they're super behind. Cough, cough, Destiny. There's a lot of cough, cough, Destiny things I can go through here as time goes on. But so if you've beaten the campaign, you kind of just start the campaign, the new campaign, or quest line, as I call it, immediately. There's this guy named Cormond who is a priest, and there's some new corruption spreading across the land. This is the Malignant, which I think is like a classification of enemy, pretty much. These are existing enemies that are infested with something. It seems like it's a bunch of tentacles mainly, and like pus growths. I don't know. They get mutated, and I love what they said in this show, like, they'll get mutated and want to just like destroy everything. I'm like, bro, what are they doing now? They're demons. They want to destroy everything already. But it makes them even crazier. So you will encounter these Malignant out in the wild. You will kill them, and then they will respawn or something as a bigger elite Malignant with like enemies that come to support it, and it's a tougher fight. And if you kill that thing, it will drop a caged heart. As with past Diablo seasons, they are based around a central mechanic that tries to change gameplay enough where it does feel different than anything your Eternal characters could do, including making you feel like kind of shockingly powerful. Although this stuff, even if your character at the end of this translates to the Eternal Realm, these mechanics do not, at least not in this season. Sometimes they may eventually, but right now, that is not what's happening. These, what are they called again? Something hearts? Can't remember. I just wrote it. I just said it. Caged hearts. Caged hearts. They essentially function like gems in that they are socketed into corrupted sockets in your armor. I think all the armor is corrupted sockets now in the season. There are four types of caged hearts, three of which have a color: yellow, blue, red. Each of them have like different properties, and those can only go in specific color slots that match them. So if you really want one type of gem in your ring, you might have to farm that specific ring or those specific stats on a ring until you get the right color or something. And then you mix and match. These rings, or these hearts have like legendary powers in and of themselves. What is one? They didn't really show that many. So here's the Caged Heart of the Picana. Critical strikes electrically charge the enemy for 2.89 seconds, causing lightning to arc between them and any other charged enemies, dealing 64 lightning damage. That is level 2, so who knows what that'll scale to. But We have Jolt now in Diablo. So they're essentially legendary powers in and of themselves. This whole thing really reminds me of the way gems work in Diablo Immortal, where there's different colors, where they have legendary powers, except they were pay to win in Diablo Immortal. So that is the difference here, is that this is a free mechanic and part of a season, as opposed to Diablo Immortal selling gems that do this stuff and is very, very expensive and a lot of gambling. So you will farm these from elite enemies, but eventually, as time goes on, you will be able to get some sort of new item I can't remember the name of, but you will be taken to Malignant tunnels, and these are Malignant-infested dungeons where you will use a device at the end to be able to target farm. I think they give you an option of like one of two colors of heart. So if you're looking for a specific color heart for your specific slot, that's how you can start kind of target farming this stuff and figuring out your build that way. There is a new boss here. They said they couldn't talk about it on stream, but it's on the website. It's like it's some guy. You can't really see him. It's kind of a small photo, but it is a new boss. It sounds like he's like a dungeon boss. It didn't sound like it's like a world boss. I'm sure those will be added at some point, but we didn't hear anything about that. And then we all get led to the Battle Pass, which of course is what they want you to buy. However, this is a very, very un-Destiny-like situation in that everything I've just talked about here, all these parts of the season, making a seasonal character, the quest line, the mechanics, progressing through the Battle Pass through challenges, the free tiers of the Battle Pass, all of that is free. So, in Destiny where you can run like the opening quest or get like a gun or get some things in the free tier, but to play the season, you buy the season. You are buying the literal season. You are buying the ability to run deep dives and salvage and get the seasonal story and get 18 different seasonal weapons. Then you got to buy the dungeon separately and do the dungeon and get those weapons. All of this is free. The only paid thing is the premium track of the Battle Pass. I don't know how much it is. They posted a link to it, but it's either $10 or $15. I don't imagine it's more than that. And that gets you 63 tiers of paid things. In the 27 free tiers, there are some boosts to your character, like you can get more X% more gold, or you can get a higher heart drop rate chance. So there are like some mechanical helpful things in there that will boost your power, but those are free. And there are a couple cosmetics that are on the free track, but they're pretty basic. They like literally just showed like, here's a tunic, and it's just like a red shirt. All the Battle Pass cosmetics are class agnostic, so they will be usable on any of your classes. Obviously, they're going to be adding more store armor sets as well. But the free ones are pretty basic. The paid ones are like the really crazy skeleton armor with glowing stuff and whatever. So like it's kind of what you would expect from something like this. And then there's other cosmetics. There's horses and horse armor and emotes and back bling, and all of the cosmetics that currently exist in the game will be in the premium track, but it's just cosmetics. It's only cosmetics, and you can kind of ignore it if you don't care about the cosmetics. I will probably get it because, well, I think buying like specific class armor for $25 in the cash shop sucks. Like I am okay spending $10 or $15 to spend the course of a season working my way through the Battle Pass by actually playing, like whatever. I'll buy Battle Passes. I'm not that much of a microtransaction hater that I'm not going to buy the Battle Pass. I'm actually kind of a whale, but whatever. So that is kind of the gist of it here. They're asking people to log in. The patch drops the 18th. The seasonal launch date is the 20th. But on the 18th, all of the balance patches and stuff are going to the Eternal Realm. Even the new loot is going to the Eternal Realm, so you can get drops of new affixes or new aspects and new uniques and stuff for the 2 days before the season launches. You're also supposed to log in with your highest progress character, because there's sort of janky way of making sure everyone doesn't have to like find the whole map again or redo all of their renown, is to have you log in with your best character who has seen the most of the map and found the most of the statues. That progress will then be translated to all of your characters, all Eternal characters, all alts, and then all seasonal characters going forward. They admitted that this is kind of janky, but people wanted this feature before season 1, and this is what they had to do to get it done, so they did it. This whole developer chat was really good. It was very honest. It was very candid. They talked about the challenges of doing things in live service, and that they're really trying to get out stuff as fast as humanly possible, but without breaking the game. And like they want to make the best version of the game possible. And like you could just kind of really palpably see their enthusiasm, and it was refreshing, I guess, coming from my usual game. So yeah, so I'm excited for this season. Like again, I was not anti Diablo seasons. I just think you're gonna have some people being like, wait, I can't use the character I've been playing for the last month. But with kind of sped up progression, and people haven't played all the classes yet. Obviously, I think it's gonna be fine. I have saved 3 characters for my first time playing through them, to be for the next 3 seasons. That's kind of my plan. Eventually, like as Diablo 3 has 28 seasons. Like I don't know how long I'm going to necessarily stick with this seasonal model, and like whether I'll be super excited to create my 3rd rogue after or 4th rogue after deleting 2 to make room for new. I don't know. That doesn't sound great. But it feels like I have enough to last me for a long time. I have 3 classes I haven't done. I can see how you can make an alternate character for each of the 5 classes and have it be like totally different. Like you have a melee rogue, you have a bow rogue, you have a lightning druid, you have a bear druid. Like I can see how you can split them, particularly because it's so annoying to respec. They did say they're going to make it easier to respec in the future. They're looking at costs, but they're not changing costs yet. They also said they're looking at loadouts in the future, but there was no news about that. So that was the seasonal presentation. It was really interesting. If you have a free, 75 minutes, you can find it on YouTube or whatever, and they can explain everything better than me. But very good show, very promising start to this live service thing, and I will obviously be covering it starting in 2 weeks from today. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.